Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And I want to say Shalom to Akman Akwath out there for some of this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one comes from an article that I saw on Google News. And this lesson's titled, Chase CEO Says World War III Has Already Begun. Now we're going to go over there and read it, okay? This is from Market Watch, and we're going to read it just like this because, however it wants to do it. It was fine earlier, but apparently now it wants to do this. It says, Jamie Dimon, or Diamond, Demon, all right, that's how we're going to refer to him through this. Jamie Dimon, right, worries World War III has already begun. Quoted saying, "We run scenarios that would shock you," the banker warned. Jamie Dimon typically places close attention to the workings of financial markets and the Federal Reserve, but today his most important concern is geopolitics. The economic outlook is teeny compared to the geopolitical situation we face, he told an audience Thursday at the Institute of International Finance's annual meeting in Washington, D.C. Says he this shit, man. Hey Siri, open Vivaldi. Let me see. There we go. Call Yahweh Meow Shai. He lamented the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East and the growing cooperation between U.S. adversaries, including Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. All these countries are getting together, right? Says they are clearly talking about dismantling the system set in place by the U.S. and its allies after World War II, which Dimon credits as spawning an era of unprecedented global economic growth. The risk is extraordinary, he said. World War III has already begun. You already have battles on the ground being coordinated in multiple countries. He said that risk management teams at his bank have run scenarios that will shock you in terms of possible economic implications of a global conflict that spirals out of control. That's one reason why the J.P. Morgan Chase and Co. chief executive said Thursday that nuclear proliferation is the biggest risk mankind faces, even ahead of climate change. The leader of the world's largest bank is a registered Democrat, but has long had fans in both parties, ones who respect his business-friendly politics and reputation for competence. Dimon has been floated as a potential candidate for Treasury Secretary for both parties, as speculation has grown that the Wall Street veteran will soon be ready for his next challenge after running J.P. Morgan Chase for nearly 2 decades. And that's all we necessarily even need to read about it. You can go and read more if you want to read more about it. But, this guy is, they're running simulations in the background to try to figure out what will happen. And they don't do that unless they're scared shitless, man. They know something's about to pop off, man. They know. And we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Meow Shai, through these scriptures, that something's going to happen. All right? They're running their little scenario. Oh, it doesn't look good. It's not going to be good, man. And like this guy says, World War III has already begun. I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's already begun, but it's taken the baby steps of World War III has already been set in motion, man. It's getting there. All right, there's only a couple things that need really to be done before it sets off a global, world war, right? So the first scripture I want to get is Matthew 24:6-8. So let's go and get that. And we'll scroll down, but verse 1, this doesn't have the titles as it usually does, but these are the prophecies that Yahushua gave to his disciples when they were asking, how are we going to know when you're going to get ready to come back? All right, roughly paraphrasing, that's not exactly what he said. I recommend you honestly just go and read Matthew 24 in its entirety. okay, all the way down. But the one we're getting right now is verse 6, and it says, and ye shall, and this is red letter, all down, of course, because it's Yahushai's words. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're not necessarily there yet, right? We got to wait, all right? There's a lot of other prophecies that, are working their way in. And the next, one of the next major ones that we're waiting on is World War III. And of course, the mark of the beast, all right? The digital device, the RFID implant, all right? That they're going to try to push on people. And if you don't take it, you don't eat, all right? And you can get thrown into FEMA camps potentially and all those different things, right? All that wickedness that they want to do. But there's, the other main one that we're waiting on is this World War III to kick off. All right, of course, there's a couple other ones, and then the main primary, famine of the word, and then, which is going to happen, even sooner than that. That's probably honestly the first one that we'll see. All right, it's probably famine of the word, and then we'll probably or World War III starting off, and then famine of the word, because as I've heard before, it's pretty much one of those things where you're not going to want to have this truth going out if we're talking about, if we're warning everybody not to get this digital device, and they're trying to patch this digital device. So they'll probably make a way. And, that's another reason I think Kamala's probably going to make it in office, because she seems like the type of person that would try to, ban Bibles and all that different type of stuff. So either way, at some point, you're not going to even be able to get the information like that. There's not going to be any preachers on the internet. And there will be a famine of the word, right? Not of food, but a famine of hearing the word, right? As the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing. So there's things we got to wait for, but World War III is going to happen, all right? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, okay? There's a lot of things that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, okay? Oh, that's how prophecy works. It's not a matter of if, okay? Because these things, it's not if they happen, it's when they happen. Okay, it's not if World War III starts, it's when World War III starts. It's not if Yahushai comes back, it's when Yahushai comes back. It's not if there's a famine of the word, it's when there's a famine of the word, right? And these people don't want to believe that. They'd rather go with ifs instead of whens. All right, well, if that happened, if this, right? They don't want to believe it, because they're really just terrified. Okay, and the Lord sent his prophets, but you don't want to hear them. Let's get Jeremiah 28:8. Okay, it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right? So the Lord sent his prophets. They told you all these things. You've been hearing about these things. Oh, I've been hearing about those things forever. Okay? Just because you've been hearing about something forever doesn't mean that's not going to happen. Okay? Doesn't mean that's not going to happen. You might know something way, way, way ahead of time. Okay? But then it happens. All right? That doesn't mean that just because you know, having the knowledge of something way ahead of time before it happens, that it's not true. Okay, you might be warned. You might go to school and know that at some point in time, and hell, I haven't been to school in forever, so I don't even know. I'm just gonna say this December or whatever. You might know that they do like some type of exam or scoring in December. All right, and they may have told you, and you might have not known this, but from last year. All right, well, they did it last year, this time, so I'm gonna know all the way. Then I'm gonna probably know, right? But people don't want to, they'll acknowledge it when, well, because, of course it's because it happened last year. But they want to acknowledge information before it really happens. They'll say, really? What happened though? What? Well, I guess you know what they'll say? Well, guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, I guess you're right. Guess we'll have to wait and see, huh? And we'll see which one of us is right, all right? And it ain't me or you, all right? It's the scriptures, okay? Because I'm not going to take credit for being right. I'm not necessarily right. The scriptures are right. And if anything I said was right, it's only right because I'm repeating what the scriptures say, right? So, and these devils, man, that's just how they are. They don't want to believe nothing, all right? Especially if it has anything to do with the downfall of their society. So again, Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and pestilence. You didn't want to hear it though, all right? You did not want to hear it. Going back into Jeremiah 35 and 15. Jeremiah 35 and verse 15. This is just a shorter little lesson today, but I wanted to get it out. So Jeremiah 35 and 15 says, I have sent also unto you all my servants, the prophets. So the prophets are the Lord's servants, all right? They do his work. They do his will. So it says, I have sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them. Now, that's idol worship, all right? And he's warned us about idol worship, in countless scriptures. It says, And ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers, but ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. All right, and you can look up that word hearken. Hearken is an older way of saying listened. Okay, the Lord told you, but you didn't listen. Okay, you didn't incline your ear. You didn't want to hear it. All right, and they have that saying in the world, in one ear and out the other. But it really doesn't even go in your ear to begin with, man. Because a lot of you reject it. You don't even want it in your ears. You just reject it outright. So let's get Revelation 6 and 12 through 17, and then we're going to close out. So these devils, man, they're afraid. All right, and some of the more intelligent ones, they know. Let me see. There we go. And some of these more intelligent devils, they know, right? They know that they're getting themselves into a global conflict. They know that things aren't good. Okay, but a lot of these lower, Trumpy type, low down Edomites, they don't understand anything, right? They have a lack of intelligence. They're very dumb. All right, they don't have a good education. All right, they're slow in the head, right? And they refuse to believe. They think that Daddy Trump's going to help everything. Now these people that are in these higher positions, they know it's not you can't help the world right now with a matter of a president. All right, Kamala or Trump's not going to be able to help the society, right? And they're not going to help. They're only going to make it worse, which is great because that means we get to get out of here sooner, right? Lord willing, we're part of the elect. But they're not going to, they think Trump's going to come in office and fix everything and make it go back to the 1950s again. And that's not going to happen, right? Like you're going to have Jake and Chains again and everything. It's going to go back to normal and everybody's going to be A-okay. All right, it's going to be fine once again, and our wives will stop divorcing us and committing adultery, and we'll be able to just have a happy life and have a happy children, a big family of 5, and we'll play baseball out in the front yard and like, hey, Skip, how you doing? Oh, you want to throw a ball with your old dad, your old pal Daddy-O? Come over here and throw the ball with your old pops. Right, and then you'll go and do a drive-in movie theater, right, and eat your popcorn, and then you'll sing Tally-Ho as you walk on home. Tally-Ho! I'm just making some shit up. That's what these motherfuckers think that America's going to go back to. You ain't getting that again, devils. That ain't coming back. All right, your society's on the way out. All right, and Daddy Trump ain't going to help you with that. All right, there's no way. Okay? And Kamala, she's not going to make everything better for any of you, cocksuckers either, man. No way. No way. Everything's going to be allowed. You'll be able to be a homosexual, and you'll be able to get with kids and everything. What do you think they're going to allow? Just all sorts of sexual perversion? Because that's all these people that back Kamala want. They just want, more affirmations for their sexual perversions. If they want to have sex with an animal, they want to be able to do it without being judged. Same with children, same with men and men, same with women and women. That's just what they want to do. They want to be sexually perverse, and they want everybody to stop bullying them for it. Stop bullying us for it. We're just human. Shut the fuck up, man. Let's go ahead and get Revelation 6 and 12 and on down. We're going to 17, right? And then we're going to close out. So verse 12, it says, And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. And that's representative of those nuclear missiles hitting the earth, right? And that great earthquake is that rumble, right? It says, and the stars of heaven fell into earth, right? That's those missiles falling, right? And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And that's that nuclear mushroom cloud. You can look up nuclear blast, and you can see how it rolls out like a scroll. It says, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And you have a lot of these rich people that are going to go and try to burrow deep in these mountains. They're already making these bunkers deep in the mountains and deep underground and nuclear submarines and all that stuff. They're going to try to do those things, right? They're going to try to hide themselves in those dens, right? In verse 16 it says, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So they want to be hid from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? They want to be hid. And verse 17 says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? These people, man, it's going to be bad for them. It's going to be really, really bad for them. And you got the Chase, you got a lot of people talking about World War III. You got the Chase CEO guy now. All right, you've had, countless people I've made lessons on talking about World War III is on the brink, man. It's World War III. There's actually an old quote from Einstein, I believe, and it's not entirely accurate, but it says World War III, World War II was fought with guns and bombs, but World War III will be fought with sticks and stones. All right, basically exemplifying the fact that World War III is going to be so bad that it's going to blow society back into the Stone Age. All right, and I mean, in a way he's right, and in a way he's wrong. It's going to completely devastate and demolish everything. But you're not going back to cavemans again. All right, I mean, well, in a way you are, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's authority is going to be implemented over the world. All right, we're going to go back to being righteous. All right, and we'll be an authority. And, in a way, Esau will go back to being cavemans and hairy and red and look disgusting as hell with their flat asses. Because you got to realize, some of them, they're not speckled birds, but some of them have picked up Jake features over the years. All right, or even features from some of the other heathens. And some of them might have big voluptuous titties and big old fat asses, and those aren't going to be there anymore because that's not originally a trademark of theirs, right? Back in the 40s, 20s, 30s, and 40s, where you saw a lot of racial mixing. All right, if you ever look at those girls, a lot of those girls were flat. You had a few in between that were thicker, right? And then they could have mixed, even further back than that. But even back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, there had already been a lot of mixing with Jake anyway. All right, on the mother side. All right, on the mother side. So you have these babies look like that are Edomites, but they just have, more voluptuous bodies. But you go way back, and they weren't even like that at all. So it's getting ready to go back that, these Edomite women are about to be big, hairy beasts. And I don't mean big as in voluptuous. I mean big as in, big-backed fucking hairy wolf creatures, man. And they're going to look crazy. And you have all these people that don't believe it. They don't believe World War III is on the way. They don't think there's going to be any type of repercussion. Society's going to keep on keeping on. And it's not the case, man. It's just not the case. A lot of people think everything's going to be all right. And it will, but not for you. Lord willing, it'll be all right for us. And we end up being part of the elect, all right? So that's been a lesson. Chase CEO says World War III has already begun. I disagree with that sentiment at least a little bit. And I wouldn't say it already begun, but the baby steps are being there. All right, it's already the foundations are being laid. So I wouldn't say it's already begun yet. All right, but that's that. We're gonna go ahead and close out. A little bit of a shorter lesson today. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, shalom.